Stop number 20 on the NNSCRA Pizza Hut Truck Series brings us to South Boston Speedway in South Boston, Virginia, as we're here today for 76 laps of racing on this 4/10 of a mile short track. As here's the starting lineup for today's running event here. 35 trucks lined up here on the front stretch of South Boston Speedway. On the pole, it's Laura Chung in number 51, her second pole this season. She led a lap at Watkins Glen from the pole, so see what happens here today. She's alongside number 99, Carson Gum, at the wheel of his Ford, a Ford and a Toyota on the front row. Second row is a pair of Chevrolets, has Nathan Orman in number 24, and number 68, that is Zachary Fitzwater. Third row, has number 87, Daniel Bouchard, and number 21, Cole Deaver. Next row down has number 33, Jacob Thibodeau, and number 9, Seth Cole. Next row has 23, Stephen Colon, and numbers 00, that is Paul Minnick. Next row down has number 2, Dylan Young, at the wheel of his Chevrolet. He's alongside number 44. It is Kyle Matthews here. Dylan Young, of course, looking for his second win in a row. He won at Bristol, and he also won at Richmond as well, too. No. Actually, no, wait, he did not win Richmond, Dylan Young actually won 2 in a row. Dylan's 2 in a row came at IRP and Watkins Glen, so my mistake on that one here. So, anyway, Kyle Matthews is alongside of Dylan Young in that row as well, too. Next row has number 6. It is Quentin Moore. He has one of our 3-in truck cameras in today's race. He's alongside number 75, Jesse Turner. Next row is 45, Diego Yepes, and 98, Kat Batson. Batson has our second in-car camera. That's Kat Batson, that isn't a 98, who carries the camera inside her Ford. Next row down has number 10, Joshua Osborne. He's alongside number 54, Keb Shearer. Next row down has number 88, Keith Batson, who won at Richmond, actually. The number 88 Menards Ford. He's alongside number 52, Matt McIntyre. Next row down has number 29, Johnny Gardner, and number 4, William Brock. Next row down has number 18, Matt Haas, and number 13, Vale Moscow. Next row down has number 74, that is James Sykes, and number 3, truck of Phil Parker. Next row down has number 40, it is John Andrews, and number 7, Ashlyn Boyd. Next row down has number 8, Roberto Crown Jr., and number 19, Rob Evans. Next row down has number 16, Nathan Hudson. He has our 3rd-in truck camera. He's flanked by number 11, Mitchell Collins, and starting shotgun will be Next row has 38, Scott Upton, and 17, Pedro Lucas, and starting shotgun will be Brad Stover and number 15. So 35 trucks are lined up on the front stretch, and we're about to get the command to fire the engines here for today's race at South Boston Speedway. 76 laps of racing here today. Here comes the command.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
That should be ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, because we have a lady on the pole for this race here today. And so the command's been given to fire the engines as the pace truck leads the field off the front for the pace lap. We'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Through turns 3 and 4 they come here as the pace truck comes on the pit road. Green flag is about to fly, and we are underway here at South Boston Speedway. And what a jump Carson Gum got on the start here. And we go through turns number 3 and 4 to come here. Carson Gum looks like he's going to lead lap number 1. Laura Chung in 2nd position. 3rd is Nathan Orman. 4th position right now is Daniel Bouchard. And 5th position is Jacob Thibodeau. That's how they ended the first lap here. As they come out the 4th corner, they come here. 3 wide right there behind. That is Bouchard, Fitzwater, and Stephen Colon, the 87, 68, and 23 trucks. Through the 3rd and 4th turns now, as these laps here, as you can plainly see, click off here very, very quickly here. As we continue to watch the battle between Bouchard and Fitzwater here, and now Quentin Moore moves to the low side. You saw Dylan Young already get by in number 2. Jump inside with Quentin Moore in truck number 6. running as the leader right now in number 8 and number 6 machine. Or not, actually, he's not running as the leader. Excuse me. He's running 7th position right now. Shows you how fast things happen here, I should say, and how tongue-tied I am at this point. But Quentin Moore right now runs in 8th position. Joshua Osborne's gotten past him, and now trying to hold off his buddy Johnny Gardner in number 29, as well as the 68 of Fitzwater. And Quentin way up the high side of the track here. Gardner goes low, gets past him as they go into turn number 1 again here. Keith Batson and Matt Haas goes to the low side here. Haas now tries to make a 3 wide through turns number 3 and 4. Batson moves low side here. He won this season at Richmond, the last race we brought to you on the tour. He also won on the road course at Sonoma this season as well too. Talk about Keith Batson in number 28 and number 88, excuse me. The Mold Armor Menards Ford. Nathan Orman slipping back in the number 24 truck here. So you watch now Fitzwater battling Joshua Osborne now. Fitzwater in the 68, Osborne in the 10. As they go into turns 3 and 4 right now. Fitzy now gets past the number 10 of Osborne, and now here comes number 2, Dylan Young, trying to get around Stephen Colon. That's 5th position here. Colon running in 4th, Laura Chung in 3rd. 2nd is now Jacob Thibodeau. And Carson Gum currently now is leader number 99, the Carolina Nut Ford. Coming down to complete the 13th lap of this race here. We're now down to 63 to go here at South Boston Speedway here. A lap that we mentioned, the laps here are very, very click off very quickly. We already completed 13 laps. We're less than, I don't know how long into this race here. So, but that's other. But let's set the feel for you right now. Run down here. Leader is Carson Gum. 2nd is Jacob Thibodeau. 3rd is Laura Chung, as we mentioned. Battle for 4th between Dylan Young and Stephen Colon, the 2 and the 23 trucks here. Young's about to take 4th position away. Colon now down to 5th. Joshua Osborne is in 6th position. Fitzwater 7th. Johnny Gardner 8th. Keith Batson 9th. And James Sykes currently runs 10th. Quentin Moore's 11th. 12th is Daniel Bouchard. 13th is Matt Haas. 14th is Diego Yepes, or was 14th. Here comes Cat Batson to the low side. And 3 wide right there between Phil Parker, Scott Upton, and Nathan Ormond. Ormond still driving back in that 24 truck. Here comes Mitchell Collins in the 11. Collins is moving up through the field very, very quickly in the 11 truck. Ormond, I'm trying to think, or I should say Collins, I'm trying to think, has started this race, I think, in around 33rd position, I think, and he has moved his way up to the 17th spot and make that 16th now as he gets by Diego Yepes in the 45. Up and down the low side here. Here comes Matt McIntyre, gets by Ormond. I'd say Ormond cannot catch a break, it seems like. Matt McIntyre goes by. Now Kev Shearer goes by. Here comes Kyle Matthews in 44. He tries to get by in the N29 Chevrolet. And now Seth Cole in the 9 truck. He tries to get by, as well as the 19 of Rob Evans. Pair of Toyota side by side. And now finally Ormond gets in the inside lane. Nathan says, I found an opening. Screw this. I'm going to the low side now, and follow the 44 Kyle Matthews. But Rob Evans has other plans on that now. Now Evans moves Ormond back up the track here, and he, like I said there, Ormond just can't seem to catch a break here in the number 24 machine as they come off that 4th corner here. Now Nathan Hudson in the 16 truck, a pair of Nathans going out of here, the 16 and the 24 machines. And Hudson moves the United Rentals Chevrolet up to the top, United Rentals Toyota, excuse me, up to the another spot, making maybe up another 2 or 3 spots possibly. And 2nd place runner Jacob Thibodeau's on pit road in the 33 truck. And Seth Cole's crashed along with Vale Moscow in the 13. And that's going to bring out caution number 1. And I think we got a crash on the front stretch too, I think, possibly. here and see who that was there. And I think that was Cole Deaver in the 21 truck, one of the guys running for the championship. Deaver was running 32nd in this race. So we're going to look at what happened to him first. Then we'll look at see what happened to Seth Cole. Actually, it wasn't. Actually, Deaver didn't have anything happen to him. Let's take a look at what happened to Seth Cole. Oh my gosh, Seth was up in the air in that number 9 truck here. Well, Jacob Thibodeau is about to come off of pit road here after making an unscheduled stop here. Now, watch what happened to 75 of Jesse Turner. He turns the number 9 of Seth Cole around. We was watching Ormond when this all happened too. Seth gets into the wall, moves back up the track right into Jesse Turner, taps him, and then hits the 8 of Roberto Crown Jr. And Bale Moscow puts him right up in the air in the number 9 truck. In fact, Seth almost landed right on top of that 13 truck, and then Bale gets right into the 4 of William Brock. But not much damage to the number 4 truck. And so Seth Cole, unfortunately, came out the big loser on that deal, sadly, for him in the number 9 Liberty University Toyota. So no harm, no foul, really, here as Seth was able to get back underway, and we'll be back for the restart here right in just a moment. Pace truck lights are just now been turned off here as the crash unfortunately did knock Seth Cole out of the race. So Seth had some eternal problems at number 9 Liberty University Toyota, and so Seth's now put the truck back in the garage area, and it's put him out of the race right now. So 34 trucks remain in the race, and 32 of them remain on the lead lap. Jacob Thibodeau and Bale Moscow are the 2 that are not on the lead lap. Carson Gumb's your leader. Laura Chung is 2nd. 3rd is Dylan Young. 4th is Joshua Osborne, and Stephen Cologne runs in 5th. And the green flag back out. We're back underway. Here's South Boston. Lap number 31 as they go through turns number 1 and 2 here, and of course that's the penalty you pay for starting on the outside of the front for starting outside of the front outside though you tend to stay up in the high side and lose spots here. You start alongside a lap car on the outside, and that's what's happened to Laura Chung as she's now dropped back a bunch here, and now Joshua Osborne's moving to 2nd place in number 10 truck. Cologne in 3rd position, and now Osborne continues now in hot pursuit of the number 99 truck of Carson Gum, who's led every lap so far in the Carolina Nut Ford. And now Chung has now moved her way back into the 3rd position, and now 3 wide right there. Keith Batson, Stephen Cologne and Jacob Thibodeau. Thibodeau and Cologne both kind of backed out of it here, and now Fitzwater is now about to get passed by Batson, and boy, Batson's got a strong truck in that number 88 truck here. Restarting this race about somewhere in the edge of the top 10 here, and now he's up to 4th position now. So Keith's got his truck flying here, that number 88 truck out of KEB Enterprises, and that's as Keith is the team leader of his Legion of Fords. Off turn number 4 they come here. Dylan Young now moves his Chevrolet up to the back end here, the number 2 machine. He's up to 5th position. 6th is Cologne. 7th position is Cat Batson in the 98 truck. Fitzwater's in 8th. 9th is Diego Yepes, and Johnny Gardner runs in 10th position right now. She jump on board now with Cat Batson, the number 98 Ford. She won at Dover this season. Cat giving her Ford quite a ride here as she started racing about in the middle of the pack here. And she's worked her way up into the top 10 position now as they come off turn number 4. As we see what it's like to ride around South Boston Speedway inside that number 98 machine. She moves over the back of her husband Keith now, and they're battling for 5th position. But now Diego Yepes is about ready to spoil that family battle right there in the number 45 machine. Cat now gets by Keith, and here comes Yepes to the low side in the 45 machine, and now he tries to get by the number 88 Ford. Matt Haas now has moved up in the top 10 now in a battle for 10th between Daniel Bouchard and Stephen Cologne, the 87 and 23 trucks. As Bouchard puts his Ford, moves his Ford by the number 23 Chevrolet. And now Fitzwater gets by as well, too. And here comes Kev Shear in 54. Shear up to the, let's see where he is, clock this time by. Kev right now running in 13th position. Nathan Hudson, low side of him in 14th in the number 16 United Rentals Toyota. Back to the front of the pack, it's still Carson Gunn, but Joshua Osborne is giving chase in a number 10 truck. Less than a half a second separated those two trucks here. See what the margin is this time by between the Ford and the Chevy. And Joshua closed up a little bit there, 43 hundredths of a second there. Average speed so far after 48 laps, or about to complete the 48th lap right now between those two trucks. Average speed right now clocked at 87.491 miles per hour between those two trucks. Or I should say, for the leader, Carson Gunn, averaging just over 87 miles an hour. Fastest lap of the race so far is set by Jacob Thibodeau at 101.110 miles per hour. The only truck to hit over 101 on this track here. The rest of them have been 100 miles an hour or slower around this 0.4 of a mile speedway. As we have now completed the 50th lap, we're now down to 26 to go here at South Boston Speedway. It's still Carson Gunn, the leader here, after 51 laps. And now Laura Chung moves low side of Joshua Osborne. Laura's best finish this season has been a third. That came at Watkins Glen, where she started the race from the pole, and she led her first lap in that race. And then she started pole again, but she's not yet led here today. So that's quite a contrast, unfortunately, for Laura. But she is having a pretty good run right now. And she's sandwiched in between two of the best, Joshua Osborne and Dylan Young. Young trying to close up on the 51 truck, by the way. That's him, and there's Dylan Young running in the 2 truck. And Dylan, and to keep the sandwich theme up here, Dylan sandwiched in between 2 ladies. He's got Laura Chung ahead of him, and behind him, closing up, is Kat Batson in the 98 truck. But she's feeling the heat from the 45 truck of Diego Yepes. In the 45 machine, he runs in 6th place there. Gardner's in 7th. 8th is Bouchard. 9th is now Matt Haas, and Keith Batson has dropped to 10th. But Dylan Young closing up on that 51 truck. That's for a battle for 3rd position. And there's a battle for 10th right there. Dylan, as Keith Batson tries to hang on over Paul Minnick in the number 00 machine. 11th position is now Zachary Fitzwater. Kev Shear in 12th. 13th. Let's just say, wait a minute. No, Kev is in 12. You have 13th is Fitzwater. 14th is now Scott Upton. Then it's Hudson 15th. 16th is Brad Stover, after starting last. 17th, I should say, is Quentin Moore. 18th is Stephen Cologne. 19th is Ashlyn Boyd. And Matt McIntyre right now running 10th, trying to hold off John Andrews for that position. As we move our way back up to the field. And now the 99 of Carson Gunn has caught lap traffic here. As he and Osborne both have gotten by Jacob Thibodeau. Now closing up on the 13 of Vail Moscow. There is Carson in 99, Vail in the 13 truck. Carson now moves to the low side here, moves Vail up the track here. Off turn number 4 they come here. Osborne trying to close up in the number 10 truck, but now He has got Vale and in between himself and Carson Gum as we watch Osborne still trying to chase down Carson, I should say. Dylan Young's now got taken third position away from Laura Chung now. Seven-tenths of a second between the front two trucks here. Osborne now finally gets past the 13 truck. And Joshua dropped back just 100th by just making that pass. Laps are clicking off, though. We're down to 13 laps to go here at South Boston Speedway. As they come through turns number 3 and 4 right now here. Roberto Crown Jr. is the next one under the gun. Ten laps to go now. Off the fourth turn they come here. Carson's lead now. Down the 58 hundredths of a second here. Osborne is closing. See what happens here through turns number 3 and 4 here. He now moves underneath Mitchell Collins in the 11 truck here. Side by side they come here between the Ford and the Toyota. And now Mitchell moves in behind Carson's truck as they go through turns number 3 and 4. Osborne now trying to find his way around the 11 truck, but no dice for the time being. Off turn number 4 they come here. Gum trying to get around now the 17 truck of Pedro Lucas. 70 laps in the books, 6 to go. Into the third turn they come here. Carson moves up the track here a little bit right there. Apparently he missed the corner just a slight bit. But Osborne also ran the same line as well too. Through the third and fourth turns they come here. Carson up the track here. Here comes Collins back to the inside trying to unlap himself. Now Mitchell moves Carson up the track here and laps are closing up. Like I said, this time I complete lap number 73. We're down to 3 to go as they come off the fourth turn here. Osborne, where's he at? There he is right there in that black and pink number 10. Half a second separate those two now. Osborne's right there. See what happens through turns number 3 and 4. And Osborne got moved up the track there by Dylan Young in the 2 truck. And that may just all but seal the deal for Carson Gum to get the win here at South Boston. He's going to see the white flag now. 1 lap to go in the number 99 Carolina Nut Ford. Carson started this race from the pole. He's led every lap so far. It looks like he's going to lead every lap here tonight as they come through turns number 3 and 4. Total domination at South Boston Speedway. Carson Gum takes the checkered flag and he will win at South Boston Speedway. So Carson Gum dominates the day at South Boston Speedway as he takes home the win here as he takes home the win here today. His first victory of the season, averaging 90.400 miles per hour. No cautions in today's race. That's a bit of a surprise. Well, actually, 1 caution. Excuse me. That was a bit of a surprise here today. Dylan Young comes home second. Third will go to Joshua Osborne. Fourth to Laura Chung. A great day for her as she passes by us. Kat Batson fifth. Sixth will go to Diego Yepes. Seventh to Daniel Bouchard. Eighth to Johnny Gardner. Ninth to Matt Haas. And Paul Minnick will finish in 10th position. So 20 races are in the books, and we are now down to 6 races remaining on the season, and the road to the championship weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. Anyway, rest of the field for you here. Keith Batson with a solid day, finishing 11th. 12th will go to Kev Shearer. 13th to Zachary Fitzwater. 14th to Quentin Moore. 15th to Scott Upton. 16th to Nathan Hudson, matching his truck number. Ashlyn Boyd, Brad Stover, Kyle Matthews, and Rob Evans, the top 20. Then Jesse Turner, James Sykes, Stephen Colon, Cole Deaver, Nathan Ormond, John Andrews, Phil Parker, Matt McIntyre, Mitchell Collins, Roberto Crown Jr., and Pedro Lucas was the last finisher on the lead lap in 31st position. Trucks that finished a lap or more down, Val Mosca was 2 down in 32nd, and Jacob Thibodeau, who was right up there in second position in the early portion of the race, he dropped to 33rd, 4 laps down in the race in truck number 33. William Brock with a tire failure and Seth Cole with a wreck were the two that got knocked out of the race. So that will do it here today at South Boston Speedway. Congratulations once again to Carson Gum, the winner here today. And if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got NR races, we got gaming videos, we got NR online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Store Sell Cups, which is the main series on this channel as well too. And be sure to give this channel subscribe, as well as the other two channels who do NNSCRA offline series. That's X86753098588X is the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup series. That's Dylan Young's channel. And also subscribe to Thrash Maniac 99 for the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup series. That's Levi McIntyre's channel. So give those two channels a sub, and they got some pretty cool stuff on their channels as well too, as well as this one. It's got some cool stuff as well too. So that will do it here today at South Boston. For now, this is James Cole. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Talladega.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?